Welcome to episode 2 of the F123 driver career here, starting at Alfa Romeo, but of course we'll be moving teams throughout the course of this save, and you guys will have the opportunity to vote on where we go at any given moment. So after a good weekend in terms of personal pace, but a frustrating end to the weekend, of course, in Bahrain, where we were taken out by our teammate and put in a wall. You guys have said that you're quite happy for DNFs in that sort of style to stay in the episodes and for us to go ahead with another opportunity or scenario in which we could maybe not end a Grand Prix. We've got faults turned on, of course, and now factoring in DNFs like that as well, it adds even more jeopardy to any given race day weekend, which means that any positive results we get will feel even more rewarding. We're going to head to Jeddah next, which is a circuit I never used to get on with, but the Creator Series here, I was actually able to drive quite well, and I'd be looking forward to doing something similar here if I can, and then maybe we might have solved the Jeddah curse. We also might not have solved the Jeddah curse. I might be terrible. So the only way to find out is to head to track. So that's what I'm going to do. Drop the video a like if you're looking forward to the remainder of this series. I'd really appreciate your support on this as well. Of course, do come and join me on Twitch. Link in the description down below. And leave any comments you have with feedback in the description down below. Not in the description, in the comment section. And hopefully we can earn a decent result. But racing on 103 here right from the off is certainly going to be difficult. In rather typical fashion, everybody but Ferrari have improved coming to this second race weekend. We, of course, upgraded two aspects of the aerodynamics that are now finished, and they're on the car for this Grand Prix here in Jeddah. We're actually above Haas now in the performance index, as you can see above me, and level still with Williams, and basically same with Alpine, and on the other side of that, basically same with AlphaTauri. So the bottom 5 teams are basically as fast as each other. So it all comes down to personal pace on the day. Red Bull's still leading the way with Ferrari, then Mercedes, Aston Martin and McLaren all basically sat about the same as well. So there are kind of 3 different classes. There's Red Bull and Ferrari, or maybe 4. There's Red Bull. There's Ferrari is slightly a smidge ahead of Mercedes, Aston Martin and McLaren, and then there's the rest of us. So points are maybe a possibility if things go down well for us, but I don't know, it's Jeddah. I don't like it. Practice done, and actually I think we did quite well. In terms of drivability, the car is great with the setup we've got at the minute, and I felt, dare I say it, quite quick. Tyre wear is certainly going to be an issue. We're 1.16% or 1.16 times on that front, so that's not going to be great. We're probably going to have to run slightly harder tyre sets than everyone else, or run an extra pit stop, whichever costs us the least amount of time. But we might have a decent go with things here in Saudi Arabia. Don't let me get carried away though. We also might not. It might have been a little bit of a false dawn in practice. We'll wait and see. We'll put that on. That's going to be done, unfortunately, slightly after Australia. Powertrain-wise, sorry, chassis-wise, I can't do anything else. Powertrain-wise, I can't do anything else. And durability-wise, I can't do anything else. So we'll keep those 1,000 resource points, and we'll go to qualifying. Right. Everyone that's done their first run is now in the pits, or on their way back to, and we have the track to ourselves for our first run. Now, the qualifying practice program told me that actually I might qualify 9th here in Jeddah. I would be baffled if we are able to get into Q3. But that's not a bad first sector. And compared to Hulkenberg, top left, we are 3.5 tenths up. Q2 is a likely possibility here in the Alfa Romeo, but again, whether we've got enough to break into that top 10, as you saw from the performance index, those top 5 teams are significantly better than the back 5 teams, so top 10 is probably not achievable, but Q2 absolutely is, if I can nail the lap. 6 tenths up on Nico through the first 2 sectors. It's here where I'll struggle with straight line speed though, because I do run a slightly higher downforce setup here in Jeddah, just to make sure I've got that stability. I think the issue last time in my team when we tried around here was that I just quite frankly didn't have enough downforce. Dip to the line on the left hand side for the shortest run to it, and a 28.5 puts me P10. P10, what have I got in the pocket to P16, which is where the cutoff point will be for getting through to the next session? 128.5, so I'm 8/10 off first, and I've only got what, 4/10? 4/10 back to Kevin. I might be safe with that run. I might be safe. Do I take the risk? I think I will. With Alex Albon not improving to beat me, I think I will take the risk, and we'll see if that 128.5 is enough to see me through, and I think it was. I think Valtteri came up to P12, and I was in P11. That is a fantastic first qualifying session. Oscar Piastri, P1 in session. Any shock exits? Maybe Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. Other than that, as you might well have expected it, K-Mag couldn't close the gap. Got closer, but couldn't close the gap. Yeah, and look, a jump of nearly 3/10 to P10. So Q2, we're in, and we're relatively comfortable in, but Q3 is going to be a real push. But to start P11 would be wonderful. Better exit than I had last time. Looking for a 28, a low 28 to make it into Q3. So 28.7. It's not as good as my Q1 lap, unfortunately. It's 14th only, so that is about where our pace is then, in the mid-28s. That's okay. 14th is all right. We qualified, what, 13th in Bahrain and 14th here, to be honest, considering how I have not historically done anything of any note at this track. Right with my teammate again. I have to be happy enough with that. Any shock exits? Yes, Piastri doesn't make it through in that McLaren. Other than that, everyone else that you would expect to get through does get through, and we will start P14. So with us not being involved in Q3, the top might look slightly different, and it does. Red Bull's on pole and second place in the 26.9s, which is nearly 2 seconds a lap faster than my Q2 time. Leclerc third and Russell fourth. Norris, who was P1 in one of the sessions in qualifying, P6 only. Lewis only 7th. Alonso, and then the two Alpines that are about, I say about our pace, they're a little bit faster than us as it happens. Magnussen is a really good P11 for him, but 13th and 14th for the team is decent, considering where we are in the performance index in this early stage of the career, so I'm happy enough with that. Tyre wear wise though, this is going to be a struggle, and it reckons soft, medium, medium, but look at the way the delta changes. That's a full 7.5 seconds, which is more than a pit stop, or more than a time stationary in the box in a pit stop. It reckons for my race. Medium, medium, soft is the go-to, but soft, medium, medium is what it reckons I'll have to run because of tyre wear, and that may even be a soft, medium, hard, I think. Oh, and there's not much in it for. Yeah, medium, medium, hard is 77 minutes and 19 seconds. I may just have a look and see what a 3-stop might do. Race director-wise, a lot of the front runners starting on mediums or hards. I did start the Grand Prix in the Creator Series on the hards, and I did okay. It was only really a safety car that threw away my potential of getting a decent undercut there. And similarly in Bahrain, actually. Whether there'll be an early safety car here, I don't know. Valtteri's starting on the mediums. I might start on the hards again, you know. I'd be tempted. I'd be tempted to start on the hards again. I'm going to have a fiddle with this because it could go any which way. We'll try and figure out what is best with Twitch chat, and then I'll come back to you. Decisions made. We are going to go hard, medium, soft, and hope that we make it to the end with a decent amount of time. If the hards don't last that long, then we might have to throw in an extra stop. But they should be okay. So we're looking to overcut a few drivers and try and come back through the field. We'll see how well it goes, but certainly ensuring we stay in DRS range of a number of other drivers will be important here. So we'll go and warm the tyres up. And if the hards can be as warm as they possibly can be, then we should get a decent start. And then we'll take it from there. But this is going to be an intriguing one. With tyre wear as high as it is, I don't know how competitive we'll be. Aiming for anywhere further forward than where we qualified, basically. That is always an improvement. You can only go... You can't really be minimally unsatisfied with an improvement from where you started. Ultimately, the aim is to go forwards. We'll be starting on the inside line for the first corner.
Okay, good parking there, mate.
Not great parking.
Get a great launch as the race starts.
We'll try and get as good a start as we can. We're going to have to rely on battery and DRS to stay with the majority of drivers, we think, in the first part of the Grand Prix. Had a decent start compared to our teammate, though. Looking to make moves at the beginning. Cautious into turn one. Really cautious into turn one. Albon's made a position. Still got the outside line here, but then we'll have the inside line for the next bit. There's a bit of battery to try and stay ahead of my teammate, and we will do that. A little bit of contact, but we're all right. A little bit of contact, but we're okay. Okay, manageable enough start to the Grand Prix. Lost no positions. Started P14. We are still P14. And now we try and make this hard tyre set work for us. Hulkenberg's having a look around the outside here. Doesn't quite make it stick, but forces me wide. It's a real battle, this. He's going to have to run to the inside line. Oh, there's another car there as well. It's Valtteri Bottas, mugged a couple of times here on the way down to the final turn. A little bit of a wiggle from Hulkenberg. Tsunoda thought about throwing his nose up the inside there. Thought better of it, thankfully. Bottas is going for it on Hulkenberg. I'm going to take the racing line and try and make it round at least one of them, if not two. Around the outside of Bottas. Some teammate battling once more. Happened on lap 1. It's happening on lap 2. I won't be quite so stubborn. Valtteri makes contact with the inside wall and hits me, and a safety car is deployed because he lost his wing. Now, did I leave him enough room? Has he just driven into the wall? I'm not sure there, but he stuck his nose in. I thought I'd left him enough space. Let's have a look. Does he just judge it wrong? He just judges it wrong. There's definitely a car space there for me. I'm not even in the frame. He's got his nose ahead. And Valtteri has just quite simply just run straight into the wall there and bounced across into me and has lost his front wing. So that's not great from his point of view. And it does mean that our tyre or fuel concerns will be eased a little bit because these hard tyres will now go a little bit further in the Grand Prix.
Okay, slow down,
and a safety car this early isn't going to change anyone's strategy too much. Obviously wasn't a purposeful squeeze into the wall. There's no sense of payback for Bahrain, but again, the two Alfa Romeos fighting one another and someone coming off worse. This time, no DNF though. Well, my tyres are still warmish. How warm they are compared to everybody else's, I don't know, but I try my best to keep them alive. We are 7% worn all round as we are about to begin lap 5. We want these tyres to go... to... Oh, we're hesitating. We want these tyres to go to lap 19.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake.
Comes Tsunoda with a little bit of a run on me. He's going to go to the outside. I'm going to stick to the inside.
Green flag.
Concertinaing up a little bit here. Tsunoda's going to try and get through. I'll have to leave him space. He's kind of forcing his way around here. We're in a reverse situation from the Valtteri Bottas thing a moment ago, but I'm probably going to back out of that and not run the risk of doing what Valtteri did. Down to P16 for the time being, but we're playing the longer game here, aren't we, with the harder set of tyres, so not too worried about that at the moment. Don't have the pace to catch up with those in front at the minute, but
And gap to the car in front is 2.0.
I should have the pace to stick with Lance Stroll if he overtakes me. Or when he overtakes me, which he's going to do now, but by doing it here, it means that I'll get DRS for the main straight. which of course will keep me in touch. We're just going to try and piggyback off the back of Lance
Keep on him.
for the time being. 13% wear after 7 laps. What are you doing, Ches? That is awful. I bottled that. I went to try and stick with Lance Stroll and I've absolutely bottled it. Teammate coming through now. He's going to have the pace on those soft tyres. I'm going to pull in behind him here. Still going to have DRS though, so not losing too much in the grand scheme of things. As long as I can piggyback off someone. Ooh, little wobble from Bottas's back end there. Touch of the wall on both sides from me, but we get away with it. Bottas helping drag us away from those behind at the minute, which is working well. Have a look to see if I have another. I don't think I'll be able to use the hard set from practice. But I've got 2 medium sets available to me if I need them. Plus, obviously, at least 2 soft sets as well. We are scheduled to go to mediums next. Valtteri is now closing in on Lance. Might try and go 17, 17, 16 in terms of stints. There's a Mercedes in already. It will be someone that was on softs at the beginning of the Grand Prix. It's George Russell. He's going soft by the looks of things. I'm sure he might have started on mediums, you know, George. I don't think any of the front few were on soft tyres. I'm intrigued by that. George might be 3-stopping. Yeah. George has gone hard soft. George Russell, definitely 3-stopping. Without any shadow of doubt, 3-stopping. I could try and copy his plan and go hard, medium, soft, perhaps. And we can just kind of react to what happens in the race rather than be proactive and try and run something different. Not sure at the minute. Definitely starting to struggle on these tyres, though. Yellow flag, sector 1. It's behind. Someone's doing something behind. Oh, it's Albon's retiring in front of me. That's what's happening. Alex Albon is out of the race. Okay, well, there goes the Williams. That's another place. Not very much. Unfortunately, no safety car. Safety car would have been great for a free or cheap, very cheap pit stop. If that's what you think will work, then I'm going to take the advice of chat. And we're going to switch, because of our high tyre wear, to a 3-stop strategy. So we're going to box this lap for a set of medium tyres. And see if switching to a 3-stop could work, especially if there's a safety car later. We can switch back to a 2. So we're going to go mediums next with a view to using softs in the final 2 stints, but I do have a fresh set of medium tyres that can go to if there's a safety car. Russell now up to P15 behind me as they're battling hard. We are going to come into the pits for a set of medium tyres. Come on then. 3-stop strategy activated. Lance Stroll is in the pits in front of me as well on his medium tyres. I'm in the Alpha boys. What you got for me? A good stop, please. Thank you.
Okay, off we go. Back into the race.
So Lance is going to be medium harding. I think those that have gone soft are going to be 3-stopping. So now we're going to try and take this set to about lap 30-ish. And the plan is to go soft from there. But we'll wait and see what happens with potential safety cars, etc. We will be reactive. We have the tyre sets available to do that. Sargent and Tsunoda in the pits. Try and make some time here. We should... Are they coming out in front of me? Tsunoda is. Sargent isn't. Tsunoda must have been in front of me then. Ricciardo in the pits. We should be undercutting him for yet more time. He was about a second and a half behind us when we stopped. We should come out about with Logan Sargent, really. They were kind of neck and neck, battling with George Russell when I came into the pits. So we'll see what the gaps are like behind. He was actually behind Sargent, so there you go. That gap has certainly opened up by pitting a couple of laps earlier than Daniel Ricciardo. Our hope of a safety car.
Right, keep pushing. You're gaining on the car ahead.
Relies on those two groups of cars that are really close together
You're
making a
increasing the
mistake.
gap on the car behind by 5/10 a lap.
Someone losing a wing or putting it in a wall or spinning out. Big line of cars there.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 6.8 seconds.
Whoever it is in P1 has just pieced out. The second Red Bull is with Valtteri right now. The second Red Bull is stuck right in the thick of that snake. So many cars there. Out in P1 at the minute is Max Verstappen. He's gone medium, medium. Pierre Gasly in his Alpine still hasn't pit yet. It's gone a very long way on that set of medium tyres. K-Mag's gone even further on a set of softs. No idea how he's doing that. K-Mag finally pits those soft tyres on lap 23. If he goes to either the medium or the hard, he's got to be comfortable to get to the end. He's not going to be quick, but I think K-Mag is trying to one-stop this. As we're switching to a 3, or have switched to a 3, he's doing a 1. Haas is either remarkably good on its tyres, because Nico's gone soft, soft. Haas is either really, really good on its tyres, or they're just longing it out until they're nearly getting punctures, and then they're coming off and peeling into the pits. That soft set must have been... I mean, my hards were 30% worn 8 laps ago. So his softs must have been in the 70s, nearly 80s. There you go, Valtteri's finally in.
Valtteri's in the pits.
So that's going to be us up to P15. George is in again, but I presume he's going to be able to take those mediums to the end. Oh, Sainz sets the fastest lap of the race. My tyres are now approaching that 25% cliff. Gap to Yuki is just hovered, really. It's come down as low as 6.2. It's been up as high as 7.5. We're not really making any inroads on those in front of us. But at the minute, we are where we started. We haven't gone backwards at all. Though we will be soon, because George Russell is flying on a brand new set of medium tyres. George is going to be past me very soon. I.e. now with DRS. I'm not going to fight it. My race is not with him today. Some DRS off the back of him though, which is nice of him. Cheers, mate. I'm going to go back to a 2, I think. I'm going to take these to 34, and I'm going to put on the other set of mediums. Gasly in the pits. He's going to hards to the end from here. As I've just made the decision to go to mediums to the end from 34, so we're going to extend this stint. Then we have 2 sets of softs available if there is a late safety car at all. Here comes Kevin. 2 more laps before we're thinking about pitting. Stroll and Ocon are in now, going to their mediums to the end. Stroll just put softs on. He's going to take soft 17 laps. Okay, go on then, Lance. Ches box, Ches box, Ches box. Just managed to slow down in time. Tsunoda's in the pits in front of me as well. Ocon's gone to hards. Gasly's also on his hards. What's Tsunoda going to? Softs. So Tsunoda will have pace at the beginning of the stint, but his tyres might die towards the end. We'll wait and see. We're going to come out P18 ahead of Logan Sargent, who's about to get lapped actually by Max Verstappen, who I presume still has another stop to make. I hope still has another stop to make. Anyway, I don't want to get lapped this early on in my career. I don't know if we've really been slow enough to warrant getting lappable speed. Really? I feel like we've been a bit more competitive than that. Let's have a look. Is Max going to stop again? Well, he's gone medium. He absolutely has to stop again. All of the front 7 have to stop again. George is going to the end, we believe. Kevin, we believe, is going to the end as well. Just one stopping somehow. Oscar's going to the end. Lance is going to try and take softs all the way. Valtteri's popping mediums on. Ricciardo has to stop again. Gasly does not. Ocon does not. So there's only a couple of drivers left to stop. But if there's a safety car between now and the end of the race, I do have 2 sets of soft tyres that I can utilise. We'll only obviously put one onto the end, but then if there's a second safety car, then we do still have another set of softs we could go to as well. But only the one safety car so far that was instigated actually by my teammate battling with me at this moment in time. I don't know where we'll finish. Maybe 15th or 16th, depending on potential DNFs or safety cars. We'll wait and see. Piastri sets the purple lap. Yeah, that elongated middle stint has given us plenty of options at this last stint of the race. There's some good pace in that middle stint. And hopefully we'll be able to... well, hopefully there'll be a safety car about lap 42-ish. We can whack on some fresh softs. The whole group will come together and then we can just make move after move after move. That's the plan. Don't know whether that plan will work or not. That's the dream anyway. That's not necessarily the plan. The plan is to go to the end on this set, but the alternate plan is that we're ready for a safety car. We are closing on Ocon on those hards as well. Albeit only just. Not only just is enough at the minute. Keep up some consistent pace. Drive clean and fast and smooth, and hopefully we can catch Esteban Ocon. Hulkenberg on mediums, out of the pits, just overtaken by Tsunoda, I think, on his softs. Who's just set the fastest lap of the race as it happens. And now been overtaken again with a DRS. By Nico Hulkenberg. 10 laps to the end. We can see Esteban Ocon down the end of the straight now. 4.5 seconds. Hulkenberg is scrapping with Yuki. And that hopefully will slow them up. But it might slow them up enough that Ocon actually gets DRS off them again, which is not ideal. With 10 laps to go, there is the potential to finish slightly higher than where we are right now. And if there is a safety car at any point, I'd say we might well finish significantly higher than where we are right now. I have the opportunity to whack on a set of softs. For the time being, we're still just going to try and reel in that Alpine. With 9.5 laps to go. My tyres are 15% worn. So they will be pretty close to 40, if not in the 40s by the end of the stint, if there is no safety car, but that's fine. 2-stop was definitely the quickest way for us to get to the end, and it is proving to be. I don't hate Jeddah anymore. I'm just still not very quick here, unfortunately. But maybe in latter seasons, in either an upgraded Alfa Romeo or in a different car, as you guys may well vote for driver moves, maybe we'll be more competitive here in Jeddah.
Okay, some information on Ricciardo. They've got an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
That doesn't help me. Daniel being slow doesn't help me. Hulkenberg and Tsunoda still going for it, but now look at the gap to Ocon grow again. Because of the DRS that he's getting behind those two. They're just pulling away. But if now a two-way fight becomes a three-way fight, then they could tumble. And they are catching Bottas as well. Gap to my teammate was 10-something. It is significantly less now. Valtteri Bottas is again tumbling. I'll ask about him. 6.3. That was 10.7 last we heard.
They're in 13th place. Time last lap was a 1:33.
This isn't over yet. We might have been running around in 16th, 17th for most of the race, but there is the opportunity for a really decent finish still. A single file again through here. Got the brains not to try and go side by side, which is annoying, because I wish someone would get brave. Taco and Hayden went side by side all the way through here in the most recent Creator Series race, and it was unbelievable to watch. Gap has come down by a full second though, thanks to them battling their last lap. Well, we're getting to the point now where there is not going to be enough laps left for a safety car. I think lap 46 or 7 is going to be the last time we can get a safety car come out. I think next lap might be the cut-off. There's more positions in this for us. There's more positions in this for us if we can just keep going. Using all my battery here. They're going to go 2 or 3 wide again. Hi, gents. Game on. They are now going side by side through here. Hulkenberg makes the place on Ocon, and Magnussen is the one now tumbling. The lesson in never giving up. If we can make it through a full-way battle with just a handful of laps to go. Everyone's tyres are dead. Nobody's going to have any grip. This is going to be nuts, I think. Has allowed Bottas to get away a little bit with Yuki Tsunoda. So the gap to my teammate is 3.7 now. It is still coming down, but...
They're on old mediums. They're in 12th. Your last lap time was a 1:33.2.
Too busy concentrating on the Valtteri news. Right, time to shut up and drive. No commentary needed. Let the pictures do the talking. Kevin is out of DRS range of his teammate in front now. So he's going to be really vulnerable. I can't get the line right though. Oh, I covered the inside, he closed that gap. Trying around the outside here. I think I might just have been ahead at the line. I spun into him. I've got DRS. I've got a warning for the collision, which is fair enough. Bit of oversteer, slammed me into him. Last lap of the race. Kevin's still on my inside. We'll now have the inside. And we're through to P16. Max wins the Grand Prix behind us. And unfortunately, those in front have just been able to have the legs to get away in these latter stages. But at least we do make... Oh, God, he says as he's really not having a great first sector trying to talk to camera. We've had a decent Grand Prix. I'm going to have to take Kevin back the same way that I did last time, I think. So we'll be patient here. And almost do it the same way we did in the Creator Series. Into the last turn. On the last lap. It was for a point on that occasion. It's going to be for P16 on this occasion. But still an enjoyable Grand Prix at Jeddah. Didn't get the safety car late in the Grand Prix that we were hoping for. We got to watch some fantastic side-by-side action in these latter stages. But unfortunately, other than battling with Kevin, we haven't been able to... He's used all of his battery up, he's flashing. We haven't been able to actually make the positions. Come on, to the line. All my battery is using all of his, and just by a matter of hundredths of a second, we nab Kevin Magnussen at the end. P16. Oof. We make it to the end of our first Grand Prix. Yet the second time of asking. That was intense at the end, trying to chase those 4 down, which we did. Only able to get one of them in the end, but still an enjoyable Grand Prix at Jeddah, and we should be more competitive in Australia next time out, where tyre wear won't be as much of an issue for us, so I'm pleased with that. Max gets a dub. It was Ferrari 1 and 3 last time. Max retired, of course, remembering back to Bahrain, so his first finish of the season as well. Valtteri in 12th with a final fastest lap time of 1:32. My fastest lap was a 1:31.4 in the end, so I'm happy enough with that. Obviously, we've moved backwards. Started P14, end P16, but Kevin was 11th to 17th, so it could have been worse. Esteban managed a 1-stop. Both Alpines, in fact, managed a 1-stop, but both Alpines went significantly backwards. Lando 1-stopped and went from 6th to 4th. That's a hell of a performance from him. And both Ferrari on the podium again. They are turning up in the Constructors' Championship so far. It's Ferrari that take an early lead. No points yet for Alfa Romeo, but 2 solid performances from ourselves. Obviously, it didn't end the way we wanted it to first time around. We get 1,000 driver acclaim for going to the charity event that we were on in the last... at the end of the last round. We've dropped a bit in the performance index behind Williams and Haas, but there is going to be the opportunity to spend some more resource points sooner rather than later. See, we've got nothing that we can put on right now. Actually, we might be able to put something on here. Indeed, we can. ICE or gearbox? I'm going to go gearbox for the time being. Gearbox will do there. ICE is cheaper. We can't yet afford that or turbo, but we should hopefully have some weight reduction, passing, we do indeed, and the extra cylinder head stuff is done as well. So that's going to be a faster engine for Australia. Unfortunately, no financial gain from the Pirelli Hot Lap stuff, only acclaim, but acclaim is good enough for me at the moment. And we're back above Williams now with those developments. So it is really up and down at the minute. Now, can I afford to do anything else? 575, not quite able to do the weight reduction. Not got enough to do that. 650, 650. So can't afford to do anything yet. And that is the end of this Grand Prix weekend. We'll go and do the average speed zone hot lap challenge and then see what the performance index looks like as we reach the Australian Grand Prix weekend. But do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. It's pissing it down in Australia for this challenge, and I am very much not looking forward to it, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to get bronze. Alright, I'll take bronze. 250 acclaim. Yeah, we're going to really rapidly improve our reputation with that. To be fair, I think it does put us up into the next bracket. I think we might go up to level 3 with that. We'll have a look. I don't know, I didn't actually show it there. We'll find out in a moment. We will go to the weekend here in Australia. Oh, I'm actually level 4. I can see top right, which is fantastic. So we're growing well. And let's go to the race weekend, see what the weather is going to be like in Australia next time out. Because it can be interchangeable. I hope that it's not. It is not. It's dry the entire time. Praise be to the racing gods. Okay, good. Happy enough with that. We are up now, growing well. Above Williams, we've overtaken another team. Ferrari still haven't improved since the beginning of the season, so you wonder what they're waiting for. They're actually winning the driver's standings and the constructors at the minute. One and two, in the second best car, that they haven't improved since day dot. First and second in the drivers. First in the constructors. Alfa Romeo still yet to pick up any points, but let's be honest, we weren't expecting to pick up points at this stage of the season. Valtteri with a 13th and a 12th. Myself with a DNF and a 16th. But in Australia, we may well, hopefully, be able to do a little bit better. We're enjoying the racing nonetheless, so that will be all for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Again, drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come and join me on Twitch to watch these live, as well as all of the FC24 stuff as well, and the Creator Series on Formula 1 too. That's all for me for now. I'll see you next time.